Strategic and international studies highlights that Russian fatalities in Ukraine are roughly 5 times higher than in all Russian and Soviet wars combined since World War II. On the Ukrainian side, the human cost is equally heartbreaking. Ukrainian President Zelensky reported around 43,000 Ukrainian soldiers killed and 370,000 injured as of December 2024. Other estimates from international sources, such as the U.S. intelligence cited by the New York Times, put Ukrainian military deaths at around 70,000 as of August 2023, with overall casualties, killed and injured, reaching 400,000 as of January 2025. Beyond the military, the war has claimed thousands of civilian lives. Ukraine reports over 12,500 civilian fatalities, while Russia reports hundreds. Millions have been displaced, with over 10 million Ukrainians becoming internally displaced or refugees. The future remains uncertain, and the path to peace is fraught with challenges. The international community continues to call for diplomatic solutions, but the scars of war run deep. Rebuilding will take years, perhaps even decades, and the emotional and psychological toll on the affected population is immeasurable. Yet amidst the devastation, there is hope. Efforts to provide humanitarian aid and support for reconstruction are ongoing, and the resilience of the Ukrainian people shines through. The road ahead is long, but the spirit of unity and perseverance offers a glimmer of optimism for a more peaceful and stable future. These aren't just statistics, they represent lives cut short, families shattered, and a future irrevocably altered. The sheer scale of loss is a testament to the brutal nature of this conflict, which has largely become a grinding war of attrition. Despite the immense casualties, front lines have seen only slight movements in recent months. So, what does the future look like? Will the death toll stop anytime soon? The unfortunate reality is that a definitive end to the conflict, and thus the cessation of casualties, does not appear imminent. Peace talks have been ongoing, but they often yield limited results. While agreements on prisoner exchanges have been made, fundamental disagreements remain vast. Ukraine insists on the full restoration of its territorial integrity, including the return of all occupied lands and reparations. Russia, on the other hand, demands Ukrainian neutrality and the permanent recognition of its territorial claims. Analysts suggest that unless there's significant leverage applied to either Moscow or Kyiv, it's unlikely a swift resolution will be found. Both sides, despite the immense human cost, appear committed to their objectives. The summer of 2025 is projected to be one of the bloodiest periods of the war, with Russia intensifying its offensive operations, employing costly frontal assaults and new tactics. The hope for an immediate ceasefire or a grand peace agreement seems dim. For many ordinary Ukrainians, the grim sense is that the war will drag on for months, if not years. The only way the tragic trajectory of casualties might change significantly is if the West provides Ukraine with enough material to fight on, or if Russia can no longer sustain its losses. The human tragedy of this war is immense. Every day that passes without a resolution adds to the devastating count. The future of this conflict, and the hope for an end to the dying, hinges on complex geopolitical shifts, diplomatic breakthroughs, and ultimately, a willingness from both sides to find a path towards a sustainable peace. Until then, the world continues to bear witness to an unfathomable loss of life.